Savanekam. Good afternoon. Hello to everybody. I'm going to speak in English, which is a more effective and easy way for me to communicate. I'm here to talk about QAD's quality management system. Before I could proceed, just wanted to share with you guys, when an organization compromises in terms of quality information or managing the quality in an effective way or making quality as an integrated part of their manufacturing process, they end up having a severe business losses. For example, I think in 2015 we have seen Volkswagen having a emission test scandal, which led to huge loss, not only loss but lawsuits as well as loss of business and opportunities for their future models. Also, you have seen in 2016 where Samsung Note 7 battery catching fire because of which they had to stop the entire Note 7 series. This basically emphasizes how much quality is important to an evolving enterprises. In fact, yesterday when I was going through television and Samsung, in their advertisement, they changed their tagline. They said, "Innovation is our legacy. Quality is our priority." That summarizes how much quality or managing the quality information or making quality as an integrated part of your manufacturing process is important. Having said that, I'll come back to my presentation, which is more towards quality management system. As part of today's session, I would be covering challenges in the evolving enterprises, QAD QMS product overview, and also the modules that are part of QAD QMS. Then how QAD QMS solution is tightly integrated with QAD ERP. Then, not the least, the KPI and metrics that can be measured by having a QMS solution part of your organization. Before I could start, here is a safe harbor statement. Basically, this outlines QAD's general product direction and should not be taken as a part of any contract or a commitment from QAD. Evolving enterprise challenges. In today's world, there are many challenges. Risk of supply chain disruption. It could be external risk, it could be internal risk. That means we need to evolve as a risk-based thinking process. When I say external risk, it could be tsunami, flooding, terrorist attacks, many more. If I'm talking about internal risk, it could be you want to challenge a new product, venture with new customers, you want to have a new production line. So there is an internal risk which we need to be aware and come up with the mitigation plans. Similarly, there is a emphasis or ever-evolving compliance and industry standards. If you want to do a business in specific vertical, obviously there is a compliance that you need to go through and you have to adhere to, whether it is specific to industry or specific to that particular country. Then you have more complicated supply chains. When I say supply chains, obviously majority of your company's operations are there in different countries that need to evolve different customers, different suppliers, different partners. That means there is a wide range of supply chain involved that needs to be managed more effectively. Then faster product life cycle. That means in today's world, once customer gives an order, you need to get the product into their door as soon as possible with the same quality what they wanted you to. With all these challenges around, having this quality information has become more challenging. Either it is there within the ERP or it is more into other small applications like Excel, spreadsheets, or it could be some point of solutions. So having an integrated quality information to make a right decision is very critical for today's evolving enterprises. What I shared is very summarized information of challenges. I would like to go a little bit detail, so I wanted to share a small video which highlights risk of supply chain disruption.
Risks lead to disruptions in the automotive industry. For global supply chain management, disruption can be detrimental to your business. 30% of companies estimate losses of at least 5% in annual revenue due to supply chain disruptions. Risk comes in many forms. In Japan, a tsunami temporarily stopped the flow of black paint in the industry. Storms have flooded more than 1,000 factories across Thailand. Cybersecurity attacks cost up to $100,000 per hour in unplanned downtime. U.S. ports that are closed because of terrorism can lead to $1 trillion in costs. That's why risk management has become so critical for the industry. Risk-based thinking has been incorporated into ISO 9001:2015, and it is anticipated to be included in the next version of ISO TS 16949. And MMOGLE incorporates risk management as best practice for delivery. Organizations will be required to identify, prioritize, manage, and proactively reduce risk. Companies that don't manage risk face loss of preferred supplier status, failure to gain new business or lose existing business, penalties and failure of a third party or customer audit. Corporate offices and plants together need to have a complete enterprise-wide risk management strategy. In the event of a fire, everyone has a contingency plan to contact the fire department, evacuate all personnel, and test the procedure by organizing fire drills. But does your contingency plan address the steps necessary after the fire causes damage to your plant or harms personnel? Every company's risk factors are different. You need to identify, prioritize, and proactively manage your risks and develop contingency plans. Are you ready?
So here, what I wanted to highlight is the enterprises, now organization, as they evolve, they need to have a risk-based thinking. That is a key criteria. Next one is challenges in terms of regulations. As I understand, you guys are representing different verticals as listed here. There are challenges in terms of being regulated, comply with some of the industry standards. It could be MMOGLE, which is more for automotive industry. It could be IATF, which stands for International Automotive Task Force, 16949, or it could be ISO standards for quality, or it could be safety and health, hazardous, dangerous chemicals, or it could be risk managed solutions. So there is a requirement that you need to adhere to these compliance, whether it is industry driven or specific country driven. The other challenge is faster product life cycle. I've taken an example of industrial vertical. This customer was Singapore-based, purely precision engineering. Here the requirement is, as you can see, the customer send the RFQ, and it has to go through the product life cycle and have go to the phase of SOP, start of production and end of life cycle. Here, as you can see, there is a requirement once RFQ is in place, based on the customer drawing, they have to do a feasibility study, then they have to do a prototyping, then it has to go through a process called APQP, Advanced Product Quality Planning. Then it will go through a PPAP process, Production Part Approval process. Then it will go through a sampling, where these samples will be sent to their customer, they will review it, and then they'll say, okay, if it is okay, then you can go ahead with production, full-fledged production. If it is not okay, it has to go through engineering changes. And these engineering changes has to be captured as part of FMEA, Failure Mode Effect Analysis. This is the requirement for all majority of the manufacturing industry, especially in those verticals. So having this information as part of your organization is very critical. Based on this information, executives can make strategic and tactical decisions and make it more operational. So those are the major challenges which are highlighted for today's evolving enterprises. So now I will talk about QAD's QMS product, and later on I will talk about the modules which will help to address these major challenges more effectively. Just an overview of product. So we have around 10 modules here, as you can see. And also on the right-hand side, you can see the industry compliance, which this QMS software helped to adhere to. By implementing some of the individual modules or by suite itself, you are able to adhere to industry standards. Technology and configuration. This is completely a workflow-driven solution, which is built based on the industry standards. That means implementation is much more simpler compared to anything else. You just plug and play. Also important thing here you need to take a note is, can be your, it can be deployed in cloud as well as on-premise. It's built on MS SQL server, and once you have internet access, you can access from your mobile devices or from any other devices as long as you have internet connection and you have valid or credible login credentials. Next, in terms of dashboard and reporting. It has very well sophisticated email alert system, which is based on exception management. That means when there is a exception, then the email alert notification will be sent to responsible person to take action. And with the data available within the QMS solution, you can build rich graphical, rich graphs as well as required reports, which is for specific organization. And in terms of user specific, you can build your own menus, you can build your own specific fields and use that as part of your reporting structure. That's again very high level in terms of how product looks like. I will move on to the modules. So it has around 10 modules. I'll briefly go through each module quickly just to highlight the value of each module and how it can help you. First one is document management. Here, this module help you to control all types of documents, especially required for manufacturing companies in terms of item specification, bill of materials, engineering, all types, whether it is a PDF file, whether it is a graphical user file, whatever types of file you can use. And also it has built-in version control system, and it's completely workflow driven. So it can go through the workflow based on your organization requirement. And it's completely secured. You can access from anywhere as long as you have the internet connection. In fact, at least 1 month back when I was doing a QScan assessment, one of our customers, I was asking them, how many types of documents do you have in your organization? Apparently they said they have 175 types of documents. And these documents are spread over in terms of PDF files, Excel files, and whatnot. So these informations are scattered all around the organization. Having a single solution to manage and get through an approval cycle and get into a latest version is critical for evolving enterprises. Next one module is inspection and SPC. SPC stands for Statistical Process Control. This is a incoming inspection process where product needs to be inspected and it has to go through certain specifications. And once that is done, whatever correction actions or rejection that needs to be tracked. It has built-in e-signature feature and functionalities, and also it is integrated to APQP. As I highlighted, APQP stands for Advanced Product Quality Planning. Another module is CAPA or NCR, CAPA and NCR. CAPA stands for Corrective and Preventive Actions. NCR stands for Non-Conformance. Again, these are all the terms and modules which are used in the manufacturing industry, especially automotive, life science, and industrial. And this module helps you to manage all the corrective and preventive actions with the document required that under the document management. So whenever you want to link it to the specific module within the QMS is possible. And I've just taken a screenshot of how the modules, how the preventive and active risk, sorry, preventive and active measurement can be taken as part of the process. Again, this has a built-in loop trending. So based on the corrective and preventive actions, it builds the trending so that the tactical and the executive level can have a visibility in terms of decision making. Next module is risk management and EHS. As I highlighted in a video, for evolving enterprises, risk-based thinking is very critical. And here, this module helps you to manage all types of risk, come up with the mitigation plan, and also it comes with the trending and also color coding where you can have the definition and follow up with things. EHS stands for Environment, Health and Safety. This is more to cover your company's fire drills, some of the key activities driven by specific country where you need to go through this process on a yearly basis or half-yearly basis, and there are certain set of documents, set of procedures that you need to follow to do a business in specific country. And having this process and documents is critical for evolving enterprises. As I highlighted in my small video, we talked about external risk. If you're talking about internal risk, it could be, as I highlighted, venturing out with new supplier. It could be new subcon. All these are possible, and it can be linked to your risk and mitigation plans. Next module is audits and LPA. LPA stands for Layered Process Auditing. It is one of the process used in auditing. This covers whether internal auditing, external auditing, supplier-driven auditing, all these different types of auditing can be captured, and this can be linked to the CAPA module, corrective and preventive module, where you take necessary actions that can be tracked to this module. Next one is training management. This module basically covers all the training within the organization. Once it's linked to your HR system, all the employees, their training, their qualification management, if they have to go through the training on a yearly basis, you have to record their training certifications. All these are possible with this particular module. Next module is calibration and equipment, basically which covers manufacturing companies, all the machine calibration, which they have to go through on a weekly, monthly, or quarterly basis, which covers all the calibration activities, along with the tooling and the equipment management. This also module helps to manage, it's a small amount of preventive and active maintenance, where you track all these activities and it builds kind of alerts when that particular activity needs to be done. APQP and PPAP, this is the heart of the whole QMS module. Advanced product quality planning and production part approval process. So based on this module and integrate it to the other module, you're able to get all the risk-based thinking evaluated. With this module, you have a complete version control, add to all the quality parameters that individual organization has to go through. In fact, I have taken a copy or a template from one of the automotive industry APQP and PPAP process. This is just a template where we have predefined set of activities or a process which enables you to go through a specific automotive enabled PPAP and APQP process. Last but not the least, supplier management. So here you can manage all the supplier activities, especially in terms of managing their scorecards, managing or measuring their specific metrics like PPM, or it could be OTD. All these can be measured. And also important thing here is, if you open up one of the portal to your supplier and they can log in and enter all required corrective actions. Whatever rejections you have done, for those rejections, they can enter the corrective actions, and sitting at your office, you can monitor, okay, this was my incoming, I have done the rejection, and they will mention what are the correction actions so that in future, there are no rejections. There is a rejection, whether it is because of that particular reason, have they taken corrective action, what was the corrective action, what is the trending, all this analysis can be done. Again, also we have something built-in scorecards as part of this supplier management, which you can share with supplier, or they can log in and see based on their performance, what is the scorecard. So those are all the 10 modules, as I shared very briefly with the given time. If you have more queries, you can reach out to myself or Prapan. Let me talk about QAD QMS integration. How tightly QAD QMS solution is integrated. So you can see they are very effectively integrated to individual modules. And not only that, they also very well integrated with the QAD ERP. Whether you are going to have the QAD QMS solution in cloud or on-premise. So for both, we have Dell Boomi as well QAD QExtend, which are the integration platform with built-in frameworks. Next topic is our KPI and metrics that can be measured as part of implementing QAD QMS solution. These are some of the major KPIs you can measure by implementing QMS solution integrated with QAD ERP. Some of them, just to name: industry compliance, customer service, manufacturing efficiency, and IT effectiveness. Among them, some of the critical metrics for specific industries are COQ, cost of quality, cost of poor quality, then MMOGLE, and OEM requirements. These are some of the customers who are currently using QAD QMS solution worldwide in different industry verticals. With that, I have come to the conclusion of my presentation on QAD QMS. If you have any queries.
มีคำถามเชิญเลยค่ะ Well, you're here with us for the last presentation.
That's right.
มีท่านใดมีคำถามไหมคะ Or would you like to ask a question to our audience this moment?
Any thoughts of current challenges, what they are facing in terms of what modules they have seen?
เอาละค่ะคำถามที่เดี๋ยวเราจะถามจริงๆแล้วคุณฮาริอยากให้แชร์ประสบการณ์มากกว่านะคะว่าความท้าทายของทุกท่านในปัจจุบันเนี่ยคิดว่าเรื่องของตัวระบบที่มีค่ะความท้าทายในการตรวจสอบคุณภาพสินค้าโมดูลที่ประสบปัญหามากที่สุดเลยคือด้านไหนที่ทุกท่านเจออยู่
I think when we talk about the quality management, it's a tough topic for manufacturing, right?
Absolutely. Also difficult to share publicly. Yeah, we need to have a personal assessment workshop to help them. Yeah.
That's it เป็นคำตอบที่ดีมากเลยนะคะอย่างไรแล้วค่ะท่านใดที่อยากให้ทางคุณฮารินั้นนะคะได้สนับสนุนและอธิบายเพิ่มเติมว่า QMS ตัวนี้จะสามารถไปตอบโจทย์กับปัญหาที่ขบวนการผลิตหรือว่าบริษัทผู้ผลิตประสบหรือพบเจออยู่เป็นอย่างไรกันบ้างนะคะเพื่อไม่ให้เจอปัญหาในเรื่องของการบริหารการจัดการแล้วก็ลดความเสี่ยงของปัญหาคุณภาพสินค้านั่นเอง
So I'd like to thank you for your excellent presentation.
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณคุณฮาริด้วยค่ะทุกท่านคะ